Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to the triumphant return of Ranking the Franchise. Wow, I haven't done one of these in about a year and a half, but I've really been wanting to. Now, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to start out with catching up with some of the franchises that have had later entries, like Halloween, The Predator, so on and so forth. I'll also probably get to Star Wars again and The Purge as well. Today, I'm going to start with Halloween, since we have Halloween 2018. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this for quite a while, and since I just watched all the films and they're fresh in my mind, do I feel differently this time? And where does 2018 place in the entire saga? We'll find out. Let's get started. Coming in last is H2, Halloween 2, the sequel to a remake that basically we didn't want. I don't hate this movie anymore. I really had a strong dislike for this movie for many years. Although, when I saw it in the movie theater, I swore I loved it. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, I was heavily medicated at the time, so maybe that's it. But Halloween 2 has so many things that irritate me. But there are a few things that I actually really like about the film. I do like Laurie's character. I like her descent into madness. The white horse and everything doesn't really grab me too much, but I do like a lot of the characters within the film and how they react to their certain stature in life, namely Dr. Loomis and, like I said, Laurie. I don't hate this film anymore, but it's still not very good. It's a typical Rob Zombie, and it's kind of a shame because I usually like most of Rob Zombie's films a lot more than this. But that's last. Halloween 2. Coming up next, shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Halloween 8, or Halloween Resurrection. The first time Laurie dies. Halloween Resurrection is a mess. I don't I don't particularly care for how they treat Michael Myers' history in this one. But however, I did kind of like the reality TV spin a little bit. Granted, it is a little bit dated now, but I kind of liked it at the time. I did see this in the theaters, and I did enjoy it. Unfortunately, this is another one that doesn't really hold up that well. So, but that is Halloween Resurrection. Coming up next, and what I'm going to be doing in this series is much like I did in the last Ranking the Franchise. I'm going to be using the Halloween Producer's Cut and the Halloween Theatrical Cut for Part 6. Which, speaking of that, Halloween 6, the Producer's Cut. This movie is a mess. I don't like the direction they took in it. I don't like the whole Dungeons and Dragons bit with the runes and the hoodies and all that kind of stuff. It's very annoying to me. I'm a big fan of the theatrical version. I always have been, and I probably always will be. To me, this is just unnecessary. But I can see why other people do like it. So, but yeah, that's Halloween 6, the Producer's Cut. Coming up next is Halloween by Rob Zombie. Yet another one I saw in the theaters and I really enjoyed it. It hasn't held up quite as well. I still do like this movie a heck of a lot better than the second one. But did we really need to know where Michael Myers came from? I don't know. Do we need the back history? It doesn't bother me, but I don't know. All in all, it has really good gore, and I love the mask in it. That's one thing I will say. I do love the mask in the Rob Zombie Halloween remake. Yeah. All right. Coming up next is probably going to be a sore subject for a lot of people, and that is Halloween H2O. 20 years later. Uh, Now, this is basically Halloween 2018. Just made in a different year, in my opinion. I don't mind the characters. I like Michelle Williams in this. Josh Hartnett's really good in this. LL Cool J's really good in this. But I don't like the mask at all. It kind of takes me out of the film in a way. And for some reason, this just hasn't held up as well as some of the other films. I do like Michael Myers doing the stanky leg when he goes in the kitchen, though. That's really funny. And I don't know how they let that go in the film. But yeah. Halloween H2O. Although it was nice to see Jamie Lee Curtis back. Coming up next is Halloween 5. From here up are movies that I absolutely love and I watch over and over again, no matter what. This is the lesser of, because, again, I'm not a big fan of the mask in this one, but I love the characters. I absolutely love the characters, and I do think that the part where Jamie is in the laundry chute is one of the scariest and the most tense parts in any of the Halloween films. It's a good movie, but it's kind of a mess. So, yeah, Halloween 5. Coming up next, may surprise some people. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I've always liked this film. I've always been a big defender of this film, even when I originally saw it years ago. It's still fun. I love the masks. I like the whole warlock aspect, even though Brad hates it. It's just a fun Halloween-themed film for me. And I'll probably always like it. And that's Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Coming up next is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, the theatrical cut. Now, I saw this in the movie theaters. I was one of the only people in the theaters before it closed. And when I came outside after the film at nighttime, I was constantly looking over my shoulder when I was on my way to the car. If that doesn't speak well for this film, I don't think anything else will. To me, Michael Myers is at his scariest in this film, except for the first film, and I love it. I thought George Wilbur did a fantastic job. And that's Halloween 6. The Curse of Michael Myers, the theatrical version. Yes, it's a mess, but I love it. Coming up next, Halloween 2018. Yes, I still think this movie was overrated, but I do love it. I can see why it's overrated. I had a ball with this in the theaters. I've seen every Halloween from 4 on in the theaters, and it's one of my favorite franchises. I can watch it over and over and over again. I will say that this movie may place higher in my next ranking the franchise, if and when we ever get Halloween Kills, because I seem to like this more every time I watch it. And I already loved it when I first saw it. So, yeah, that's Halloween 2018. Coming up next, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I still don't like the mask in this movie, but it seems like lately I've been really loving this film. I don't know. It started last Halloween when we played it on the stream and watched it with everybody. And I've probably watched it 3 or 4 times since then, and I've just loved it more every time I've watched it. Just a fantastic film. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just great. And that's Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I actually saw this on the night it came out, the very first showing. So, yeah. Coming up next is Halloween 2. To me, probably, it's one of the best sequels ever made. It's right up there with Psycho 2 and Friday the 13th Part 2. It's just one of the best sequels ever made. It does have a little bit of a pacing problem. I've always said that. I will always say it, but it fits perfectly with the original film. It takes place exactly the minute the other one ends, and it's just great for me. And this is actually the first Halloween film I saw. I saw this before I saw the original when I was a little kid. So, yeah. Halloween 2. Which leaves my favorite horror movie of all time, the original, John Carpenter's Halloween. It's just a great film. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's darn near perfect. My only issue with the film is the acting of PJ Souls. And I don't necessarily think that she's a bad actor or actress, but she kind of gets on my nerves in this film. Maybe that's what she was meant to do. I don't know, but it's just a great film all the way around. Michael is at his best here, and I just love it. Hope you enjoyed my list. I had a lot of fun doing it. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.